It was a fairly good school. So it was a very, very difficult program. It was a lot of work. Like it was the most. Listen, when I was in college, I worked 3 jobs while taking 20 credits. I I did that. This was worse than that. I had to work 80 hours a week. I had to go to class at night. I had to say so basically I had a full-time job while going to school at nighttime. It doesn't sound too bad until the job you have is ridiculous and you have to do so much extra work. I was like, so during this time, I saved every penny. Now, this is the important part. I was very motivated to lose all of my student loans. So basically, I took out $30,000 to attend the college of Staten Island. I took out like maybe $7,000 of loans every year. So basically, I wanted all of it paid off like immediately because I didn't want debt attached to me. Because I read too many articles from BuzzFeed and all these websites about, oh, debt, oh, millennials have all this debt, they can't do anything. Well, I wanted to just get rid of it all away. So every penny I made, I paid off that debt. I did not go on any vacations, did nothing fun with my life. I just paid everything off. So, was it worth it? Yes, it was. After I graduated from Pace University, we are now 2018. I was 23 with $0 in debt. I have 2 years of working experience, and now I'm at John Dewey High School, which is incredible. Not many people have 2 degrees with $0 in debt. It's actually very rare for that to happen. And, I'm very lucky that I'm in this position. But this happened because I was very determined to pay it off. Now, funnily enough, I didn't have to really pay it off. I could have done one of those loan programs where it's like I pay a couple $100s a month. But the thing is, interest will collect with it, and that interest will make you pay even more money. That 30,000 could have turned into $45,000 because of interest. So I didn't want to pay the extra 15,000, which is why I paid it off immediately. So, in conclusion, as a high school student, I was not into anything until I found something worth caring about, which was biology. So a lot of you people might not know what you want to study for. You have to just wait until that thing hits you. If it doesn't hit you, you have to find it yourself. After finding out what that was, I asked myself, how will I survive? And what is the most efficient way of doing it? So, in my perspective, the best thing to do was to go to the cheapest school, working very hard and getting into selective programs. And then lastly, I asked myself, how can I stand out? So this is the important part here. So if you want to really make a difference in your life and everyone else's life around you, and if you want to be on top, if you want to, be successful, you really have to find ways to ask other people for feedback. Am I doing this okay? How are ways I can improve? Taking initiative. Oh, do you need help with that? Oh, is there anything I can do for you? This initiative piece is really important because a lot of people don't take initiative. And if you take initiative, that is you making yourself look good. And that's a great way for a good first impression. So I did this in college. In high school, I was dumb and I didn't really care about any of this at all. But when I was in college, I've realized the importance of standing out, giving feedback, taking initiative. And it helped me very much. I got the internship at the hospital and I took initiative there. I gave feedback there. It made me thrive. And even as a working adult today, I still do this because I find that so important to ask for feedback. How am I doing? Taking initiative. And it's helped me very much. So here are my takeaways from all of you watching. First of all, you need to know the right people. Surround yourself with people who will rise you up and not bring you down. What do I mean by know the right people? Well, unfortunately, in this world, one of the best ways of getting somewhere or getting into a job is by connections, knowing someone who is in it already. Now, I know it's extremely unfair because that's based on social circles. However, what you can control is who you hang out with and who you're with all the time. Now, obviously, family is family, but I'm talking about your friends, colleagues, classmates. Because if you surround yourself with the right certain people, that way you're going to successfully thrive. Now, when I was in college, my first year, um, the people I was hanging out with were not exactly science majors. They were not taking science classes with me, and they really just weren't studying the same things I was studying. I quickly learned how ineffective it was to be around them a lot. Now, obviously, I'm not saying don't be friends with people. I'm saying that you can, of course, be friends with people, but if you're serious about studying, let's say, I don't know, history, to be a very good history student, you need to surround yourself with history nerds who love history, who love to talk about history. Also, you want to be people who are very positive and not negative, which is kind of common sense, but a lot of people are unfortunately stuck with people who are very, very negative and very just not pleasant to be around. When I was in teaching fellows, I was with a group of people. There was one group of people who were very positive and a group that was very negative. Unfortunately, I had to work with very negative people. But, it's very draining to work with negative people. So, when I wasn't working with those people, I was constantly being with positive people to really boost up my morale. So it's very important you work with the right people. 2, never give up your immediate goal. Just simply find an alternative path to reach it later. So people have dreams, and it's understandable. Are dreams obtainable? Well, yes, but you see, dreams are dreams for a reason. They're called dreams. It's not realistic for a lot of people. So really, the best plan of action is to, have a safety net, but you can always keep your dream in sight. You can always reach your dream later. The CEO of KFC became a CEO at 55. Things like that. Like, what was my dream? I really don't know what my dream was. But the thing is, though, you want to find a way to survive, and you can always keep that dream in the back of your head. But just consider that you can reach that dream at a different point. Next we have, do not be afraid to apply for things, even if there's low chance of getting it. So obviously, if it doesn't cost anything to apply for programs, just apply for it. Just give yourself some time. Also, if you feel discouraged from things, don't let other people discourage you. This goes back to what I said up here. Find people who will rise you up. But you have to be realistic with things, and that brings this last part. That's part here. Be smart with your money. So it's very important to be smart with your money, because when you're around the age of 17, 18, applying for colleges, that's really, you're making one of the biggest choices of your life. And it's very easy to pick a wrong choice and be saddled with debt for the next 30 years of your life. So you have to be very consistent with your plan. So my advice for you is, I want you to find as many schools as you want with the program that you want. Don't worry about price first. Worry about price after all the financial aid comes back and any scholarships come back. You might get a good scholarship for a private school, for example. Um, but really, be smart with your money. Like, only go to an expensive school if they have the best program like in the country for it. Otherwise, it's really not worth it. Because I'll give you an example. The quality of education compared to CSI and Wagner College is exactly the same. The only difference is CSI was 15,000 less. I mean, Wagner has a great acting program, but I went for science, not acting. Their science program is identical. So it would have been really idiotic for me to spend an extra 15 grand a year to go to the college with the same education. And if you want even more convincing that both education are the same professors teach at both schools. So the same professor at Wagner College also teaches at CSI. So really, there is absolutely no difference between the quality of education. The only difference is maybe you get classes you want faster. Maybe the bathrooms are cleaner at the private school. That's really the only difference. Unless, of course, it's a special program, and then that's when you go for the special program. Lastly, be nice to adults. For college and for work, you need a letter of recommendation to get it. Good, give respect to get respect. So, if you need a letter of recommendation, you need to be respectful to all adults. Very simply put. And that's it. So, if you're still watching this video, if you're taking my class right now, what I'd like you to do is make a Google form. And I'd like you to write 2 serious questions about college, 1 fun question about college, 1 fun or serious question about life after college, so it's like your job and stuff like that, and then 1 goal you have in the future and how you plan to get there. So I will answer these questions on a different day, and your goal is before midnight is to answer these questions. And I'm going to make another video where I answer these questions. Okay? So that is a video of my college story. I hope it has been helpful, and I look forward to your questions. Thank you.